Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Joey Tabor here. You might have seen me on Stretty News and Daniel's channel, All Things Man United. Dan has come over to mine and joined my channel. I'm going to start making videos on mine a little bit more. I know I haven't really focused on it. And I wanted to come on now because tomorrow, obviously there's about 22 hours or less in the window. And it's been a complete fire sale of players today at United. We've seen, Chicharito has joined Bayer Leverkusen. Oh, sorry about that. I had the other thing open up. So yeah, Chicharito has joined Bayer Leverkusen. We've had David De Gea has officially left. He's gone to Real Madrid, which, to be honest, that one's not too bad because I think he only has I know he only has a year left on his contract. We got 40 million euros and Keylor Navas from them. So obviously, we wanted Dave to stay, but that didn't happen. Anders Lindegaard has joined West Brom. Januzaj has joined Dortmund on loan. There's been quite a few outgoings. There's talk of Wilson going on loan or being sold. Dan, did you expect this many players to be? Surely you didn't expect Januzaj to leave. That one's a bit strange, huh?
Yeah, I was a bit surprised in the end. I thought when he started playing regularly the last few weeks, I thought that he would get to stay this season. I think really we should have sent him out on loan in January last year, well, at the start of January, and had the rest of the last season to play for another club, but it wasn't to be, and now he's decided to send him out on loan now, which I think is a bit strange. He seemed to have confidence in him playing this year, so I don't know what's happened there, but hopefully, we've got a lot of players. He seems to play him obviously on the wing and in the number 10, but as we've discussed before, we've got a lot of players that can play in the number 10 position, so obviously he might have been, his best chances would have been probably on the wing, but obviously it looks like Louis van Gaal doesn't want to give him any more chance now, and he's going out on loan, which Borussia Dortmund, obviously they're a big club. They're looking quite good this season since Klopp's gone. Actually, I don't know what's happened there, but they seem to be winning. I think they've won the first few games comfortably. I saw them in the Europa League. They won against was it Odd or someone quite easily. So hopefully he's going to get some Europa League experience, which will probably do him the world of good. I know they're lesser opposition there, but he hasn't got too much Champions League experience. Some European experience will be nice, and hopefully he will come back next season a better player. I'm still hopeful he could come good, although I haven't rated him as highly as some people have, but I think he could still have a future and do a decent job for us in the future.
Yeah, I think. Look, I'm going to be a little harsh on him, and I think he's had 3 good games in a United shirt for the first team in the last 3 years. And I think that with him and Hernandez going out, and only Marshall, an unproven 19-year-old kid who has tremendous talent, I think that's a big gamble. Raju, he's not very happy. I had to calm him down before. Raju, what's the most disappointing thing for you today, right now? Look, there's still time to sign players, so it's not. It's not all doom and gloom yet. But you have a bone to pick, huh?
No, and so I think for me, what it is I'm just annoyed more at the fact of how late we've left new signings and how late we've left to send out players rather than what we've done. Cause I think the business we've done is good. It's just the players who we have let go and we've not really replaced them in a way. So that's what I'm mainly annoyed about.
Yeah, they have left I think I'm muted, right? No. Yeah, they have left the business late. And that is kind of worrying. And is that more, Dan, is that more Ed Woodward, or is that more Louis van Gaal, or is it a bit of both?
I think it's a bit of both, really. I think we've left it too late because we haven't probably been able to get the players in that we would have liked. Obviously, we've messed around yet again with another player that we certainly weren't going to get in Sergio Ramos. Obviously, we didn't want to just hand over David De Gea to Real Madrid for as easily as we have done in previous years, just give them players, but we were never going to get him. We've done the exact same with Cesc Fabregas a couple of years ago. He obviously wanted to stay for another season. We've still been linked with Gareth Bale, who I think we probably do still want, but we're never going to get him this season. We probably will get him in the future at some point if he maybe in a couple of years, especially if he has another bad season this year. I know he started off the season with a couple of goals, but if he does have another bad season, I could see that happening next year, but I could never see that one happening now. And obviously there's other players that we're never going to get, the likes of Neymar that we're being linked with. It's just stupid. But I just don't understand why we've let a lot of players go and we haven't replaced them quickly. I mean, that game yesterday maybe could have been avoided had we had a good clinical striker in, and obviously it looks like Navas is going to be in goal now, and I'm sure he would have probably at least saved that second one. I don't know about maybe the first one probably as well. I think De Gea definitely would have saved both of them, and we would have probably won the game. And we've missed some good chances in that game from Rooney. If that had been a clinical striker, we would have won the game. That's why I'm annoyed that we've let Robin van Persie go without. I mean, we can let him go, I don't mind, but just letting him go without bringing anyone in, to me, it's just stupid. But now, obviously, we've brought this bloke in from Monaco, which I don't know a lot about him, but hopefully he can come good in the future. But he's only 19. I'll do some more transfer business before tomorrow, because I just don't think going into the rest of the season we're going to be good enough. We've got to challenge for the title.
Chloe.
Go ahead.
Chloe didn't mind me, but I've just got a few points that I find really strangely funny and annoying at the same time. Like, for example, the transfer window is some of the fans, as in how they take the transfer stories they see in the papers. I find it mind-boggling how they can even think that we're going to get certain players. Like, the later we got in the window is the stupider the player we got linked with. So the likes of Neymar, then Muller. It's like these transfers aren't going to happen, but yet our fans, just because they read in the tabloid, they automatically think, yeah, but what if? There's no two ways about it. There's only ever going to be two reasons why players are linked with us. First is they want a new contract, or they're going to move somewhere else, and the agent wants the transfer to happen as soon as possible, so it's all sorted. And the second thing is, like, no matter how we look at it, the Man United board and Elmtree, they don't have any excuses this year at all. It's like, for me, last year they had the excuse because obviously the World Cup and they hadn't worked together before. But this year we've literally had the whole summer, 12 weeks. Granted, we've had some players that wanted to leave, and we've had to let them go because obviously they don't want to stick around, and there's no point keeping players. But surely since Di Maria left, it's been over a month now, and if surely Louis van Gaal said at the start of the summer that we've got primary transfer targets which are the first choices, and we've got our second choice, so surely we should have moved on to our second choice transfer targets rather than trying out different players, or let's put in a bid here or a bid there. If you guys agree with if the transfer window just needs to get closed as soon as possible for me, otherwise I'm just going to end up leaving Twitter and having had enough of that.
Look, I think that they have had the whole summer and all last year to scout. Look, I believe they have scouted this Anthony Martial player. I believe, Darmian I knew about from the World Cup. I think that was good business. Schneiderlin, we all know, is Premier League proven it, and Memphis is going to be, a good player. I think they've done some great incomings. I think all the incomings, I haven't seen Martial play, have been good. I think the frustrating thing is, look, I think, fans need to realize this, and Phil from Beyond the Pitch said it the other day, United are just another high-end club in the market with money. Look, players don't care about history. They do not care about, anything to do with your history. They want to live somewhere nice, they want to make some money, and they want to earn, and they want a chance to win trophies. Manchester isn't Paris, it's not Milan, like he said, it's not Barcelona, it's not Madrid. All the best players in the world go to Spain, and then England gets the cast-offs. Alexis Sanchez, Ozil, Di Maria, I can't think of Keylor Navas now, even. Look, that's just the harsh reality. We need to start, we want the best players, we want the Gareth Bales, we want the Neymars, but we need to start buying them before they become that big name. And I think that's what they're trying to do.
But don't you think that the more South American players, as in all these, the likes of Neymar, James Rodriguez, the Falcao, don't you think that he should be aiming for European players? As in, yeah, granted, they're going to want a sunnier location, but I think for for Manchester United, it's easier to attract a European player, if you guys get what I'm trying to say, as in, it's not all about the sun, the location and the money, if you get what I'm saying. Although,
No, I agree. I think look, it's easier for European players to adapt to the culture of England than it is for South Americans. James, Neymar, Messi, all the best South American players play. Suarez play for those two Spanish clubs because it's a similar culture, it's a similar language. The climate isn't as bad. No, I completely agree. Like I said, England is just not a favorable destination unless you're in London.
Yeah.
It's tough for United. So I think that I will say this. I don't want to focus on this too long, but there's been quite a bit of outgoings, and I think you were talking about the big players. We flirted with Sergio Ramos all summer, and it was never ever going to happen. And my contact had said that United weren't even confident that a deal would have been done. So to say that, oh, well, we're not interested in a center back unless it's Sergio Ramos is pretty fucking stupid, because now they've let Evans go, they've let Beckett go. They only have Smalling healthy right now. They only have Smalling, McNair, Blind's not a center back, and Rojo's not fit. And Phil Jones is sitting there with Phil Jones is sitting there with blood clots in his body. There's a chance that he's not going to be fit for quite a bit. So the idea that there's not even a center back and you let Otamendi go to City, who don't even need him. If Chelsea and United and Arsenal don't make some signings in this next 22 hours, City will win the league by January.
Easily, I think, because
they have. I expect them to do much better in the Champions League this year. We'll have to wait and see how they do. But I'm expecting them to win the league by January because they have Aguero, they have Bony if he, as a backup, they have Sterling, Silva, and Kevin De Bruyne, who was the highest assister in Europe last year, sit behind a goal machine like Aguero, and they have Nasri and Navas for depth. Then you go behind that and the two midfield positions. They have Fernandinho, and Yaya Toure. That's just. Look, I'm not. They spent big money, and their fans aren't going to care about transfer fees and money and spent like that. Is it not frustrating, Dan, that they're sitting there? I think with the Marshall deal, I think we're at a +9, Dan, for money spent this summer. 16 players have gone out. It's just, look, I'm not sitting here having a go at Louis van Gaal because I believe in Louis van Gaal. I believe in his philosophy, But, I mean, it's a little scary to think that, we only have Rooney, who hasn't scored in ages in the Premier League, Fellaini, who's not even a striker, and now a 19-year-old kid.
Well, yeah, at this moment in time, we've still got James Wilson as well, but he doesn't seem to want to even put him in the team for some reason at all. So, it's also looking like he could possibly be going to, I think it's West Brom and Tottenham have been linked with him on loan moves. So, if he's definitely going on loan, then surely we've got to be getting someone else in, because Fellaini, for me, isn't going to be good enough to play regularly if Wayne Rooney gets injured. I know Wayne Rooney hasn't been good himself, but I just don't think that Fellaini is going to be good enough. And he's basically said that he's going to be a number 9 or a number 10. But we've got so many players that can play in the number 10 that I don't know what's going to happen, because Juan Mata can play there. I mean, you've got Herrera, you've got so many players. Obviously, Januzaj's gone now, but you've got so many players that can play in that number 10 role. So it looks to me as though he wants to put Fellaini up front as a number 9 as an option. But personally, I don't think that's going to be good enough. We as Manchester United need better. And I know I've said in some previous shows that I would take Charlie Austin or someone like that. It's only because I'm really getting desperate now. I think we should really have just gone out and slapped a huge price tag on someone big like a Thomas Muller earlier in the transfer window.
Griezmann got a buyout clause, I think, around 54 million or something like that. So he would be easily bought over.
Yeah, I mean, we should have really got someone like that earlier. If we'd gone for him earlier in the summer, I mean, obviously someone like Bale was probably impossible, but I think that Thomas Muller could have happened if we'd actually gone at it a lot earlier and really put a huge price on it. I don't know what you think.
Look, I don't think Gareth Bale was ever coming this summer. I don't think he was coming, last summer, last January. Gareth Bale, he wanted to be at Real Madrid. His first season, he won the Champions League. We're fucking miles off from winning the Champions League. Why the fuck would Gareth Bale leave sunny Spain and Madrid? Okay, you could say the fans boo him, but do you think he's sitting there at home wiping his fucking face with euros? He doesn't give a fuck. You know,
100 euro bills all over his face, just wiping sweat, like, you know.
Yeah, he's fine in Spain. Look, and he scored 2 fucking great goals on the weekend. He was never coming. You know, the Bayern Munichs, the Real Madrids, the Barcelonas, you know, they don't need to sell their top players. They're not hurting for money. And their players, those 3 teams are probably the top 3 favorites for the Champions League right now. Why would they want to come to United when you know, all we can offer is, you know, high wages and reigning England? I'm not trying to sound negative or plastic or anything like that, but you know, we need to get back to building our team like Fergie did and buying talent. I know we bought Marshall.
Before they get big on the biggest stage.
Yeah,
so I think,
right.
You know, like right now, like, I think the problem is he claimed that we're one of the big clubs in Europe, but I think the reality is right now I don't think we are. As in, you see the likes of Bayern, Barca, and Madrid just pulling players of other teams, and they can do it because they're that team who's dominating in Europe right now. I think right now we can't do that because we've not even got a settled squad, as in if players are going in and out quicker than hands leave stadium nowadays. It's just kind of, I think what we need to do is build up a team and then just make sure we pick out 1 or 2 positions per summer and improve on those. I think right now the problem we've got is because I think PCs or certain players might be available, or we just spend the next 3-4 weeks trying to get them, and then the transfer targets that we really need, we keep falling behind, and then we never end up getting them in the first place.
One thing I do want to say is, and I was just thinking about this, is, you know, I think our scouting department has done well with what we've got right now with the, you know, the Darmians and the Marshalls and the, you know, the younger players. But I want to talk about a player that's at Bayern right now, Douglas Costa. Now, if you would have asked United fans 6 months ago, hey, is this guy United quality? Is he good enough to play for Manchester United? You'd probably say no. I might have said no. I probably would have said no. But you look at what he's doing at Bayern right now, and he's smashing it. He's killing it right now. Looks completely, I think it was 40 million euros, looks a complete bargain. Ayew for Swansea, who had a good game yesterday and has had a great start to his Premier League career. They got him for free. So I think you need to stop looking at that too. I think that, you know, obviously I want a big name to come in, and so will United because they sell shirts, but hopefully there's some types of players like your Costa, you know, I mean Douglas Costa too, not the other knob. Your Darmians or your Ayews. Hopefully there's players that can come out and contribute to this team. I just want some good footballers. I want to see good football too. I want to see good attacking football, and I think that Van Gaal is right in getting rid of certain players. But you have to have a plan to replace them. You can't just, you know, ship all these players out.
Maybe we might get them in, or maybe not. You know, we'll see what happens. We can't do that. Like this might be putting on a slight tangent, but if you look at teams like Swansea, if here we can say that we're a big from them, but if you look at the way they play their football, it's simple. They get forward and they defend as a team and attack as a team. Right now, the problem with us is, if we've got the defense, the goalkeeper, and the 2 DMs sitting, and then the front 4 attacking, that's not going to work because teams who sit back have 10 players just defending against us. It's not going to work like that. I think we need to make some real changes over the next year or so, or even a year or 2, especially to our squad.
Yeah, I mean, Pasha has just tweeted me and said, look, you know, Louis van Gaal brought Bayern Munich back to life. You know, how poor they were under Klinsmann. And I think with the foundation that has been laid, I feel, you know, confident that it's going in the right direction. But I think that I just wanted to see a plan. But, look, there's still, you know, 24, 22 and a half, like 21 and a half hours left in the window now. I'm horrible at math. So let's focus on that. You know, we've kind of talked about the outgoings and how frustrated we are that we've, but at the end of the day, I think we could all agree Hernandez, Januzaj currently are not good enough to play for United. They're not going to win you trophies, and I think that's where we need to be. Dan, is there any players realistically you can see coming in other than what's been rumored?
Well, probably the only one is it Mane at Southampton. He had a decent game yesterday, albeit it was against Norwich, who had 10 men, but I thought he was good. I could see him still coming in, possibly coming in. I don't know what the situation is there. It seems to have died off a bit with the transfer. But obviously Southampton selling club, so that is a possibility. If we slap 20 to 25 million at it, I'm sure we would get him. Now, I think he probably would be an improvement on what we've got, because I just don't see Juan Mata as playing on the wing. I think he's far better in that number 10 role, even though we've got, as I've said so many times, so many players that can play in the number 10, which is why I was always surprised that we signed Fellaini and Mata. But, it's one of them things. We've just got a lot of players for that position, but we really do need a right winger, I think, and still another striker, but I just don't see who's going to come in as a striker at this late stage. I would like to be proved wrong and think that a world-class centre-forward, obviously everyone knows my favourite would have been Thomas Müller, who's banging in goals for Bayern Munich, but that's obviously not going to happen now because we've left it too late. And I mean, we could have just thrown £300,000 a week at him and probably got him in earlier in the summer, because he's obviously not getting that wage there. But he's probably about the more realistic one out of the bigger name players we could have got.
How about Marco Reus? What do you guys think of him?
Oh yeah, Royce, but we could have probably got him if we'd slapped that sort of wages at him. But obviously we've left it.
Marco Reus.
Marco Reus. Look, I think Marco
we've left
Reus.
It too late now.
Marco Reus is a good player, but he's had a lot of injuries. He can play in any position behind the striker or as the striker, I believe. But I think, he seems to really, really enjoy life in Germany. He loves Dortmund, that's obvious. But if you throw stupid money, like I think we should be throwing out, I mean, there's money there. We know from the Chevrolet and the Adidas deal that there's money there. If you throw stupid money, look, they're going to do it. Watch. They're going to throw stupid money out over the next, because they have to. We'll go through all 11 positions right now. Look at the left wing. You have Young and Memphis there. Up top, you have Rooney, Marshall. In the number 10, you have Herrera, Fellaini. You're looking around the pitch and you're looking for two players in every position. But the quality, Ashley Young isn't good enough. He's good enough to play against, the mid-table teams and come off the bench and do a job. But, it's on the right wing. We don't even have a right winger. We have Antonio Valencia and Juan Mata, who's not a right winger, playing there. So it is frustrating times. I think that the number 11 shirt has been freed up with the Januzaj loan, so make of that what you will. But, there's players, go out. What about Ibrahimovic? Would you like to see Ibrahimovic coming in, either of you?
I think he's I personally probably wouldn't get him now, but I mean, we could have got him in, but I think he's probably not going to happen, and I'm still not sure on his relationship with Louis van Gaal, whether Louis van Gaal would want him. But I'd personally, I would take him at this late stage, definitely, but I can't see it happening, to be honest.
Raju?
Me personally, I think obviously it'd be stupid if we don't take him, but the problem is him and the manager don't get along, and having Ronaldo, but he doesn't get along with Madrid, it's not going to work. Me personally, I think the problem that I think we have is because we always take so long in transfer windows, especially since Ferguson left, it has no chance to get a real big name. I mean, Ibrahimovic would probably do well, but then it would just slow our team down. I think we need a pacey forward rather than someone slow. But that's just me.
Yeah, I think pace is something that needs to be addressed, and I believe Anthony Marshall will bring that pace. I'm expecting at least, obviously Kevin Navas is coming in. I'm expecting at least 1 to 2 more players to come in, so I have my fingers crossed. I want to thank everyone that was watching. I just wanted to come on and kind of vent and rant a little bit. At the end of the day, we're all United fans, and we'll support them no matter what. And I have faith in Louis Van Gaal. I know he's been getting beat up all over Twitter. But Pasha, a good friend of mine, the other foul-mouthed Yank, brings a great point that if you look at how Van Gaal, what he's doing, he is setting things up for the successor. He is clearing out all this dead wood for the next manager to come in and build upon the foundation that he has. Darmian and Shaw are both young. Chris Smalling is still young. Schneiderlin, young, 25. Herrera is still young. So there is a lot of young talent still in and around the squad that can blossom into something special. And I think that we just have to wait and see. I'll be on Shredding News TV tomorrow hosting or as a panelist to do a Deadline Day special. Dan has a channel. It's called All Things Man United. I'll get the links in the description. Raju, I will post his Twitter. Thanks for coming on. Even though we can't see you, we can hear you. Thank you for watching. If you could put a like on the video. Yep, no problem. Share the video with your friends, and look out for more content from my channel. Hopefully a FIFA series this coming year or something else. Thanks for watching.